It's such a wonderful and tender experience to be able to note what someone wants to eat when they're happy and when they're sad and when they're sick. You get to be a part of someone's joy, make someone feel better. Hello, my friend.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
I grew up in Pakistan. I was raised mostly in Karachi. And I grew up watching a lot of BBC food. My Nana Boo, who's my grandfather from my mom's side, him and I would watch it together, and then I would try to recreate whatever we saw. I've always wanted to run my own restaurant. I wanted to have my own restaurant since I was 9. A supper club is a way to share food with people, but I think it's definitely a space or a way for chefs, amateur chefs and professional chefs, try their hand at something new with food. And I wanted mine to focus on cuisines I thought were often underrepresented. Thank you. Yeah. I wanted it to be a space where we meet over food, like friends, family, strangers, everybody's welcome. I think that's like such a wonderful practice that comes from where I'm from and where a lot of my friends are from. And I wanted to expand that a little bit. When I was a kid, I had a schedule of all the careers I wanted. Like I wanted to be a pilot, a teacher, and then like a chef. I made a schedule, like 9 to 5, I'm gonna be a doctor. 5 to 9, I'm gonna be a pilot. And I love that. There used to be a time of Renaissance men and women where they were like mathematicians and writers and poets and like everything. And I don't see why we can't be that anymore. So I moved to the US for my undergrad when I was 18. And I studied math and political science, which is nothing to do with food. I would go and stage at restaurants before and after work, so like 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. Staging is like an unpaid internship for amateur chefs. So I did that for a few months, and then I realized that I wanted to do my own thing. I started the supper club in New York, started out of my apartment, my friends' apartments, balconies, any space that we could find in the city. And then I moved to Vancouver a year ago at this point, and I brought it to Vancouver with me. I think of it like an empty canvas, honestly. A lot of the times I'm kind of figuring out like how can I bridge gaps between flavors and cuisines and, you know, worlds. Like what can I do to make this like my specific art. I've done a Palestinian Asian dinner series, Afghan food with Pakistani food, Yemeni. I've done Pakistani Japanese food, Bangladeshi Palestinian food once before. So today we're hosting a supper club. It's gonna be Pakistani-Korean fusion food inspired by my friend Danielle, and we're gonna do a 5-course menu family style. Usually meals shared with friends inspire me. She's half Korean, and I'm Pakistani, so it just makes sense to do a Pakistani-Korean menu. Thank you for coming. Thank you for trusting me with your dinner tonight. If you brought a friend, great. If you haven't, even better, make a new friend, which is why we're like at these smaller dinner gatherings. And have a good time. Have fun.
And then you go to a table and you eat it.
Yeah,
Okay, so we are starting with gennep pakoras. Gennep is it's a Korean herb. It's kind of like basil and mint coming together. And pakoras are fried fritters from Pakistan, so I wanted to put the two of them together. This is a shami kebab sam, and sam are Korean lettuce wraps. And it's my mom's recipe. We were on WhatsApp video call all night yesterday with her, teaching me exactly how she makes them, watching me roll them into discs. So super special Saeed household shami kebab, and the lettuce are also from a friend's grandparents' backyard. So we have a bulgogi palau. Bulgogi is a marinated sweet and savory beef, and I've cooked it in a chana palau, layered it, and then steamed it. So that is a black cod karai. Karai is a very typical Pakistani dish. I've chosen black cod. I wanted it to emulate kind of like a spicy cod Korean style. This is bukumi, which is dumplings made out of rice flour. Okay. And inside it's stuffed with savaiya, which is like a very typical Pakistani sweet dish. I've cooked it with coconut milk, saffron, cardamom powder, and cinnamon powder. I really wanted to bring it to Vancouver because I think a lot of people talk about making friends in Vancouver stuff. I think supper clubs are the best way to do both things, right? Like enjoy food, but also meet people in like a pretty casual setting.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
I don't want anyone to feel like this is too fancy for me, this is too bougie for me, I don't belong here. It's really about a sense of belonging and openness.